So if you just joined us, this is The Pulse, and we're still analyzing some of the issues that are making headlines around the country and the continent. Now, a complaint has been lodged at the police headquarters against Ghana Water Company officials and the police by a sachet water producer, Michael Donko, over allegedly stealing and vandalizing of private property. He alleges that his house at Airport Residential Area has been invaded on 2 occasions, 29th July and August 8th, by the 2 entities, and made away with over 300,000 Ghana cedis and vandalized his properties. But the water company officials say his claims are factually incorrect. We're actually expecting Michael Donko to join us in the studio. He's still not in. He's also not picking up his calls. We'll try and get him to join this conversation. But in the studio now, I have Nanaya Obanie. He is the communication manager, and then I have Joe Miguel Jack Peruk. He's also regional distribution officer. Gentlemen, welcome to The Pulse.
Thank you.
So this is the story of Michael Donko. Let me begin with you, Nanaya. Okay, you want Jack Peruk to answer this question. What's your side of the story?
I think Pastor Donko of Harvest Pentecostal Church has disappointed not just Ghana Water Company, but the entire church members. Pastor Donko was disconnected. His water services, it was disconnected somewhere in 2011. Okay, he was owing us, at that time, it was 15,000 Ghana cedis. And when he was disconnected, he go back onto our mains. That's the main line in front of his house. He connected it back and has been using the water illegally for his factory for the past 6 years. We got a tip-off from an informant, and we moved to his residence, just opposite Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And we have been doing, we went there together with the 6 police officers from East Legon police station. And we have been doing this exercise with them for the past, 3 years. When we got there, he immediately left the house. So we took 2 of the machines, including 2 inline pumps, and a poly tank. That was what was taken from the factory and not from his house. Because the factory
He's accusing you of taking 300 Ghana cedis from his place, and then you also vandalized his properties. Like I said, we did not go there alone. We went there together with the police, a team of police officers. Okay, so we didn't enter his house alone. Myself and my team, together with the police service, went into his premises. And after that exercise, we gave him close to 5 working days to come to the office so we could resolve that issue. He promised to come. He called on the phone and promised to come. But he never showed up. So the police mounted a search, and on Monday dawn,
on the 8th of
August. 8th of August, the police got into his place, and believe you me, he was hiding under a bed. They pulled him out, and we didn't go there alone because we had about 30 TV3, Metro TV, and some other TV stations were there. They came in, they were there as well, so we didn't just go there alone. So he was taken to the police station, East Legon police station, and what do you call it, has been processed for court on Monday. Yeah, next week Monday we'll be going to
So
court.
the matter is in court.
It's in
Yeah,
court.
we are yet to go to court. We're supposed to do some papers and documentation.
So
So it will be going to court on Monday.
So you
Monday.
are processing him for court,
for
but
court.
you've not gotten there yet.
Yeah.
We've heard about this issue of disconnection, and then people go back and, illegally connect. Haven't you thought, hasn't it been quite a long time for you to put in place certain measures that cannot allow the ordinary person to be able to reconnect after you, the technical people, have disconnected?
You see, our work is such that it is not only Ghana Water Company officials or workers who know how to deal with pipelines. We have a lot of plumbers in town who have the capacity to connect even on a bigger mains. So that is the problem. So not until somebody comes to give you information that this and this and that are happening this place, it is very difficult for you to be able to find out. That was why for the past, since 2011 November, we have not been able to find out that Pastor Donko was using our water, even though we thought he had been disconnected. So it is very difficult. But this one, fortunately, an informant gave us the information. We went there, and true to that, he had actually done the bypass, connected to our mains, and was using it in his sachet water producing factory.
But this Pastor Donko issue is not the only issue. I've come across a myriad of issues of people reconnecting their taps after they've been disconnected. I'll come back to that, and I'll ask you how you do your monitoring. Do you even monitor people? Because there are times where your pipes are broken down, you see water coming out everywhere, and nobody cares. We're just losing water. Ghana Water Company is not coming. How do you monitor all of these? I'll come back to you, but let me get onto the phone lines where DSP Emmanuel Basintali is the Legon Police Commander. Good evening to you, ASP. Thanks for your time. DSP, thanks for your time on the Pulse.
Yeah, good afternoon.
DSP, we are faced with a accusation, let me say complaint, of Mr. Michael Donko, who's reported that the Ghana Water Company has vandalized his house. They've made away with some money and they vandalized his property. What can you tell us about this?
What I can say is that I am actually aware of that allegation. He went to the CID headquarters to make that report that Ghana Water Company task force came to his house and that they entered into his room and took some money. But what I know is that the Ghana Water did not go there alone. The task force went with police officers. Apart from that, they were also accompanied by some media personnel from, I'm told, Net2 TV, Metro TV, and other stations. And whatever they did in the house was covered live. And I'm sure this media personnel would have maybe video footage of what actually took place in the house. So his allegation as to the task force entering into his room and making away with some money cannot be true. Because, like I indicated, it was so open. And according to the task force, though I was not there personally, according to the task force and according to my officers that I interviewed, that they did not enter into his room. And that the space or the place where he's using for the production of the water is separate from the house, though on the same compound. But the two are not at the same place.
So did your men supervise this?
My men were with the task force, and according to my men, they did not actually enter into his house. That is where he lives. They did not enter there. Where they went to was the factory.
Okay, so we're told that you're processing this man to court. How far are we?
Oh, we are actually done. We should have by now put him before court. It's just that the prosecutor explained to us that Today, for instance, the court is doing matrimonial matters and will therefore not be able to present it today. So he asked that we should bring it Monday for the case to be presented to the court on Monday. So that is what we are waiting for. If not, by now we should have presented it already.
But quickly, let me find out from you. You said your men were outside. If you could tell us, what were your men doing outside?
When I say outside, I did not say outside. I said they were together with the task force. And they went to where the water producing factory is.
Okay.
And not, the two are on the same compound. Where he lives and where he produces the water are on the same compound, but at separate places.
Right.
So they went to where the water production facility is, but not to his living quarters.
All right. Many thanks to DSP Emmanuel Basintali for your time on the Pulse. I'm coming back to you. How do you monitor your activities? You've disconnected. I mean, some time ago you went on mass disconnection, and you know that people reconnect after they've been disconnected. How do you monitor to check that people don't go back? If you had not gotten any tip-off on Michael Donko, he would have gone on to use it, and many other people are doing that.
Yeah, thank you very much. In this case, we have what we call the means. That's the big pipeline that everyone is hooked onto. In this case, the means was in his yard, okay, his compound, which made it difficult for our workers to detect that he was illegally connected, until we got that information from the informant. So what we're doing is that we have set up a task force teams who are on these illegal activities. But you see, water connection is different from electricity connection. You see, it's underground. If somebody wakes up midnight to do illegal connection, like I said earlier, we have private plumbers who are equally even good, better than some of our plumbers. So if he, in his case, maybe he hired these guys to do it late in the night, midnight, it is difficult to detect because it is underground. They do it and bury the pipe. Okay, backfill, what do you call it, the sun. So it's difficult to detect.
So,
we are relying more on informants, and it's working because we have announced, a package for, in this case, Mr. Donko, Pastor Donko of Harvest Pentecostal Church is owing us close to 119,000. That is what we're going to, we're in court for. So 10% of this money will go to the informant. So we are getting results. People are coming up, and it's working. So for now, apart from the tax force teams that we've set up, we are relying on.
So is it difficult to check illegal connection? That is why we, the consumers, the legal, those who are legally under or who use water legally, should pay for the cost of people who are not using it legally. I'll give you an example. My colleague, she's used her, she tells me that she stayed in the house for, let's say, 6 days, out of June. The whole of June, she stayed home for 6 days. All the other days she was out of the house, but at the end of June she was giving a bill of 269 Ghana cedis. How do you justify this?
I assume that there is a meter in the house. From what you are saying, I'm just assuming that there is a meter in the house. Once there is a meter in the house, what we do is to send our workers there to go and read whatever the meter has recorded. So based upon the meter reading or the recording from the meter, we give a bill to the customer. But if he has any reason to believe that the readings that were picked from the meter, which was used to bill him or her, is not correct, he can come to our office. We will go there with him, and then we will cross-check, look at what is on the bill, and then compare it to what is on the meter, and see whether we have wrongly billed him or her, and then we will make the necessary adjustment. But I believe that there is no problem with the meter. If there's no problem with the meter, then there must be no reason why you should blame Ghana Water Company Limited for billing him or her wrongly.
If the meter is working correctly and Ghana Water Company is charging her 269 cedis for staying home for 6 days?
It depends on what he uses the water for. It depends on what he uses the water.
She doesn't have a water factory.
Well,
she uses it as a consumer, maybe to do household chores.
For all you know, there is a leakage in the house. Let me tell you, there are times customers come to our office and complain, and you realize from what they are saying, there's a genuine complaint. So we go and find out that the water is leaking onto the ground. It is seeping down onto the ground. Then we trace it and realize that this is the problem. Before the customer comes to tell us such a thing, it will be very difficult for you, the officer, to sit in your office and justify that this bill is incorrect, therefore let us do something about it. It is only when the customer comes to you and complain, then you go and investigate and you find out what the problem could be. So for all you know, your friend has a leakage in his or her house. So he should come and then let us go and investigate and find out why he is paying 260 Ghana cedis for using water only on 6 days. That one we can investigate and find out.
I believe you can look at my issue as well. In my house, almost about 3 days in the week, all the time, the tap is not running, but I pay the same amount that I pay all the time.
Before I come to that, you said something earlier. Let me just, you said something which is, you're on point. You know, we took 2 inline pumps from Mr. Donko's house. These 2 inline pumps, what it means is that if you were legally connected and you live around Mr. Donko's residence, it means he is withdrawing the water that would have come to your house. Do you get it? Yeah. Right. So number one, you could end up getting low pressure.
Okay.
Okay. You could also end up not getting water at all because he's withdrawing.
And yet,
exactly.
Yet, will that water will it be running on my meter?
No, it won't.
It won't. It won't. So that is one of the dangerous, things that he, what do you call it, has done. And come back to, what do you call it, the meter, the overbilling or you are talking about. I mean, unless you don't have a meter in your house. If you have a meter and you suspect any, what do you call it? Wrong billing. You just come to the office and our commercial officers will handle you on that. Yeah, but once again, before we go, I'm appealing to Pastor Donko, okay, that he should just organize himself, put his facts together, and meet us in court on Monday. Well, and then we'll take it out from there. I
wish you guys luck in court. Many thanks to you for passing by. Joe Miguel Peruk is the Regional Distribution Officer of Ghana Water Company, and Nanaya Banie is the Communication Manager. Thanks so much, gentlemen, for coming. We can't talk about water without talking about housing, and of course, it's finally here, the golden opportunity we've been waiting for prospective homeowners and general consumers to access a one-stop shop for all housing needs. It's all about this year's edition of the Multi-TV Habitat Fair, which opens today at the Accra International Conference Center under the theme Affordable Housing for All. Sarah Josu reports on our special Friday feature. Consumers looking for a wide range of housing solutions with real value cannot afford to miss this event.
Housing is one of the 3 basic necessities of life. Yet, possessing a house or a land to begin with appears to be a huge achievement for many. The Habitat Fair, however, seeks to change this, at least for individuals who would be at the event. Participating real estate companies are poised to make this a reality. One of them is Elegant Homes and General Construction. How exactly? Let's hear the Executive Director, Dorothy Kwashi.
Those who patronize our fair, our stand at the fair, will enjoy 10% discount on all houses purchased during the fair, in addition to free remote-controlled gate and garage, fitted kitchen, and video entry system at a total value of about $10,000 US. We are expecting a lot of people to visit our stand. We are also expecting to generate more leads compared to what we did in the previous ones.
Acquiring a house or land is definitely not the end of the story. You definitely need the best materials for the best finish. And that's where companies like Caspan Group Limited come in. Irama Sewapoku is the marketing manager.
We are giving away 5% discount. Yeah, I'd say 5% discount to everybody who comes to our stand at the fair and picks up this flyer. Give out 5% discount. Marbles and granites were not well known. Even though some people knew about it, others didn't know. So we decided to take part in this fair to expose granite and marble to everybody, not only the high class, but to everybody.
And what good is a beautiful house by all standards without equally beautiful elements to make the home tick? Samsung is one brand that comes to mind when you talk of such products. And I bet you had no idea about their built-in kitchen. Here's the general manager for products.
Apart from these brands, Samsung is also into built-in kitchen. So let's say you visit, you visit somebody's house, you see a built-in oven, you see a built-in.
That must be very posh. What Samsung kitchen?
A built-in gas cooker with a dishwasher, with a hood, or people also refer to as an extractor.
Yeah.
Basically, that's that.
After sorting out all your housing needs, you would be thinking about your automotive to enjoy your cruise outside the home when it becomes necessary. And they definitely need to be in good condition. And here, the company, Auto Centrum, would be as the fair to provide all solutions plus more. The managing director, Selina Tehas, explains.
We've been doing the free car wash thing with you, and then we are enjoying the whole concept. You have a clinic here, a car clinic, which will, diagnose your car and see if you have problems with your car, and then they can advise you what you have to do next stage. Because sometimes you see a car and you think, hey, is this car, being used in the system? But then sometimes they would love to have products to maintain their cars, but they just don't know where they are. So if you need, to maintain your car, don't hesitate to call Auto Centrum.
And that's not all. Because there would be many more companies with a wide range of housing products and services on display at the 2016 Habitat Fair at the Accra International Conference Center this weekend. This should offer you, the consumer, the luxury of options in your choice of housing solutions. The more reason you can't miss out.
Certainly, you can't miss out on this because it's a weekend and you can go there. This fair ends on Sunday. You can pass by and get all the things you need for your home and put a new look to your home. I will be there, so I want to meet you there.